Let's talk about last summer. Hello everybody, I'm Jay Mere and welcome back to another review for a 2025 horror movie. And this time I'm gonna share my thoughts on the horror movie that was released last summer, and it is called I Know What You Did Last Summer. And it is kinda a reboot or even a requel, as it is called nowadays, of the 1997 horror slasher, maybe even slasher classic from the 90s of the same name, I Know What You Did Last Summer. And this reboot is directed by Jennifer Keating Robinson and starring Madeline Klein, Chase Sue Wonders and Jonah Howard King. And also some legacy actors returning for this reboot are Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr., who were also in the original slasher. So, what is this movie about? So, we are still at the same location as our original movie, small fisher town, and many years later, after the famous fisherman killer, we follow a new group of young people, of teenagers. I think they are college students, and during a summer, after they graduated from secondary school, 5 people have another sort of car accident, and just like in the original movie, they decide not to talk about it. They decide to keep it as a secret. And then 1 year later, they are terrorized by an unknown killer in the fisherman suit again. So yes, very familiar. So I have to say, I was actually very curious to check this out. I was really hoping that this was going to be a nice reboot. Unfortunately, that is not the case. I don't like this movie at all, and it is actually... It could have been the worst movie I saw this year. But there was another movie I saw, Flight Risk. That movie is still worse than this one, because there are still a few things that I like about this movie. Just a few things. First of all, the kills in this movie, they were actually pretty well done. They were actually gory, very even tenseful kills. They were good kills you can have for a slasher movie, so I was very pleased with these kills. Also was very glad to see the characters of Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. back. That was very nice. And what I also like is that the whodunit aspect of this movie, because these movies are whodunits, a bit in the style of Scream. This was actually well done. I was actually very curious and was really guessing who the killer might be. But these are the only things that I actually like about this movie. Because for the most part, this movie is actually pretty bad. It is one of the worst movies of this year by a mile. So, first of all, the new actors, the new characters, this new bunch of characters, our new young people, let's say, I don't care for them. These were annoying characters, some were even boring characters. There was nothing for them, for me to root for their survival, so I didn't care for these characters. They were annoying and boring. Also, what I did not like too was the whole first, basically half of this movie was a kind of a copy of the first movie. I get it, it's a reboot, but for me it kind of felt like a remake, to be honest. Because for a big portion of this movie, it was beat for beat almost the exact same movie as we got in '97. Group of friends getting in a car, even the same road, or it looks like the same road. Then there was some kind of accident, and then they have to cover it up and keep it a secret. And then we go 1 year later, and we have the killer again. But like I said, the whole whodunit aspect that I actually like, was actually surprised who the eventual killer was in this movie. I did not saw that coming. But even when we are at the killer reveal, then we are in the third act, and I have to say this whole third act, I did not really care for it. It became really ridiculous at this point. They are on this boat, and the movie really got stupid at that point. But that was not the worst part of the movie yet. That is still to come. So we had our killer reveal, and then we still had to have a plot twist. And this plot twist, during the movie, when the movie was, when we are going on this investigation, trying to figure out who the killer is, I was already thinking, you know what really stupid is? If they're gonna do this. And I was thinking about this, no way they are going to do this. And then they actually did this. They actually did this plot twist. I was really thinking about it, and they really did it, and it makes the movie really stupid. And I was like, why did you do this? Why? And I really hate the movie for that plot twist. It was not clever. It was just stupid and very hateful, and it makes the movie really stupid. And then we also have a credit scene, end credit scene, that they want to suggest they want to do a sequel. So no sequel, just leave it at this really stupid reboot. I didn't care for any of this. I expected a lot better, but it is what it is. It's just a really stupid movie, and just let this franchise for what it is. And that's my advice. So these were basically my thoughts on this movie. I know what you did last summer. I wish I didn't know what they did last summer, because it was ridiculous. Anyhow, these were my thoughts. Always be free to share your thoughts on this movie below in the comments. Did you actually like it, or did you thought it was just a bad movie like I think it was? So let me know. If you want to hear more thoughts on me on other movies, please subscribe to my channel. Until the next time.